Shalom, shalom. All praises and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakagadash, Shalom, Labakariam, Shor, Yasharala. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to you other elders and bishops, you sincere brothers and sisters out there. Okay, this is early morning plantation. I just wanted to touch on the Giants. I made a lesson earlier this week going into the Giants, and showing you who the Nephilim is through the Spirit, being the Israelites. And, the Lord has put the Spirit on me to go into this, for the edification of the Bayath Tawadah. And what you see on the screen right here, because this is a big misconception that's been misconstrued, and misinterpreted, creating confusion through worldly lenses, if I may say. But the Lord has given us the true eyes to actually see, the mysteries and breakdowns of these scriptures, because this is the testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, we believe, we claim the report. So now the Lord has supped with us and give us the understanding, So I want to show you something through the Spirit, because there's no such thing as these giants, this image you see right here, where you got the average man, 6 foot, then you got, 30 feet, 36 feet giants. There's no such thing, man. Jolly Green Giant and all that crap, man. It's no such thing, okay? These are lies that were created to fit the narrative of confusion in this world that we live in, being run by the master of confusion, Esau Edom, okay? But we're going to go to the scriptures and show you, the most tallest person in the scriptures, if I may say, and we're going to break that down, man, to show you and debunk that this garbage that's being thrown out there. And it's crazy because you got Israelites that believe this. One particular group is GOCC, where they believe giants and the angels that came down, demons, demons that are under the pyramid, and mermaids, and, these huge giants that walked upon the earth at one time. Now, that'll make a great movie, man. And there's movies out there. Actually, I don't know if you brothers, I'm into anime, and there's actually an anime series called The Attack of Titans. And it's a very good anime, I was into it, man. And it goes into these giants, these titans, and they grow 30 plus feet, Well, that's cool, man. That's anime, it's entertainment. You could put that in movies, But when it comes to reality in the scriptures, no, there's no such thing. That's 30 and 36 feet giants in the Bible. No, man. Now let's go into some scriptures real quick to get some edification through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? Now, this is 1 Samuel 17:4. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. Okay? And we know the story of David and Goliath. So let's go into what is a cubit. Let's go into the blue letter. All right? Okay? Cubits. Salakia, brothers. Right here. It's the Hebrew word ayamama.
Strong's H520. Amma.
Okay, and it says, cubit, a measure of distance, the forearm, roughly 18 inches. Okay? There are several cubits used in the OT. The cubit of a man, or a common cubit, Deuteronomy 3:11. We're going to go to that. The legal cubit, or cubit of the sanctuary. All right. So this is a form of measurement. We go into the tables of measurements. You have inches and feet and kilometers. Okay, this would be a cubit, which will be more like from your elbow to the tip of your finger. That would be a cubit. Okay, roughly around 18 inches. So it says that Goliath was what? 6 cubit. So let's go into the calculator. Okay, we got 18, right? About 18 inches times 6 cubit. Okay, so this is roughly around 10.8 feet. All right, 10.8 feet. So Goliath was around 10 feet. All right, 10 feet compared to David. All right, this was why he was compared and described as a giant. All right, he wasn't a 30-foot giant. Okay, no, he was about around 10 feet. Okay, all right, this is Deuteronomy 3:11. Let's go down. For only Og, king of Bashan, remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. It is not in Rabbah of the children of Ammon. 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it, after the cubit of a man. So this Hamite, the king Og, his bed was 9 cubits long. 9 cubits. Okay, now we know a cubit is already 18 inches approximately. So times 9. So this guy, he was around almost 16 feet, man. Come on. These are giants. That's why they were known as giants. Even down today, when you go to the land of Ham, you go into you necessarily, the bed is always a little bigger than yourself, just like our beds are more longer and wider. So you could take about like 2 or 3 feet away from that. This man was around 12 feet, maybe 13, approximately, if you give or take, which is not that far from 10 feet of Goliath. These were Hamites. The Hamites were tall. This is why our forefathers looked at them as They looked at them as themselves as grasshoppers. They were describing it. They were being poetic. It's an analogy. When you read in the scriptures, our people, the children of Israel, were very poetic people. And these are those giants, man, that is spoken about in the scriptures, man. When you break it down, what is a cubit? Now, when you go to Deuteronomy 4, I think it is, Salakia, Deuteronomy 4:47, I'm going to start at 44. Okay, let's highlight this real quick, okay? And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and judgments which Moses spoke unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt on this side Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt as Heshbon, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt, and they possessed his land, and the land of Og, king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on the other side of Jordan towards the sun rising. So our people, man, Moses and they smote. The Lord gave them that power. The Lord delivered them and destroyed the king of Og, man. And this man was a giant. He's around 12 to 13 feet, man. Okay? And this is when you break down and you dig and you do the studying, you understand this. All right, now let's go to back First Samuel 17. Let's jump down to verse 7. Okay. Matter of fact, 5 to 7, and we're gonna get a little understanding. It's not gonna be long through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. It's just a little breakdown, edification to show you that it wasn't no 30 feet, 36 feet giants walking on the earth, man. And that's a hoax too. You know, and matter of fact, I'm gonna prove that's a hoax too. You know. Okay, let me see something. No, I got it in my notes. Okay. All right, let me see. For example, I'm going to show you something, okay? All right. Where is that? We're going to come back to this, okay? This is 1 Samuel 17, and let me start at verse 4. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistine named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and the span. And we understand what? It's 18 inches in a cubit, approximately. We multiplied that. We found out that Goliath was around 10 feet, almost 11 feet. And he had a helmet of brass upon his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. So this man had his armor, had some type of weight to it, man. And he had greaves of brass upon his legs, and a target of brass between his shoulders. And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spearhead weighed 600 shekels of iron. So this man had a spear, man, that weighed almost 600 shekels of iron, man. You know, it was heavy. And one bearing a shield went before him, okay? So this is to show you the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. You know, Samuel prophesied about, he wrote this down through the Spirit. And David, we know the story, you know. He looked at Goliath and he said to him in his own words, "You uncircumcised heathen." And he looked at him. He said, "You come with me with shield and armor." In other words, I'm just paraphrasing, but I come with you in the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And the spiritual powers came upon David, and he slew this big Hamitic giant with all that armor, with the spear weighing about 600 shekels of iron, with the armor that's on his shoulders and his legs, and a helmet made out of brass, and him himself being around 10 to 12 feet height. The Lord smote his ass, man, using David with spiritual powers. And we're going to get that in these last days, man. You know, we're going to be come against that. We don't have a military power. We don't have weapons. We only have faith. We have Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that same power and that same faith in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we're going to use as a weapon from the heavens. And the Lord is going to bless us, and we're going to defeat our foes. We're going to protect our families. We're going to bring down whoever comes against us in these last days. Spiritual powers is coming, man. Okay, so we understand now that there wasn't no big giants. Now there's years ago, there was an article on National Geographic, and it actually went into it, and it says skeleton of giant is internet photo hoax. Yeah, you got stuff like CGI, computer generating enhancement, and you know, you have all this thing. Now we have technology. And technology is sort of witchcraft as well. It's part of Esau's miracle, because he can use this technology, you know, to confuse the people, you know, deceive the people. Now remember, Yahweh Shem Yahushua told his devil in Revelation chapter 20 that he should deceive the nations for a season. We understand that this is the serpent, you know. Psalms 58 says that, you know, that he speak lies as soon as he come out his mother's womb. Okay? And he has used everything in the world to confuse and deceive the people, man. But he's not going to deceive the men of the Lord, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has given us the spirit to see right through this devil. So we understand that all of this was a hoax, man. You know, all of this you see right here, this was CGI, man. Computer enhancement that was used to make it seem like, you know, there was skeletons that were found. No, man, this is all a hoax. Down here it says, these photos are a hoax. Most of these photos are from the genuine excavation sites that have been altered by using sophisticated computer programs to place what seemed to be gigantic skeletons with the excavation. And our people actually fall for this stuff, man. But see, this is the thing about doing your due diligence, doing research, man. Okay? A digitally altered photograph created in 2002 shows a reclining giant surrounded by a wooden platform with a shovel-wielding archaeologist thrown in our scales. All BS, man. Lies. Lies. All of this is lies. Just for example, you see this rock? They made this rock to look as a fish. You can do that, but it's just a regular rock through computer enhancement. You see this waterfall? They made a face. They put a face on it. This is computer enhancement. This is witchcraft, man. You're not going to find giant-sized buildings like this. You might as well believe in Farrakhan's and leprechauns and all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's just to show you, man, you know how easily Esau can, deceive the people, man. So I just want to touch on this, man, on those giants, man, in the scriptures when it talks about Goliath and King Og and the Amorites and these Philistines, man. You know, they were no more than 10 to 14, 12 feet tall, man, which were very big and very huge compared to your average Israelite. You know what I mean? And even today, if you go down to the Sudanese, down to the Sudan down there in the land of Ham, you know, the real Egyptians, man, like Manute Bo and all of that, man. These men are tall, man. Those are tall, dark, light skin. I mean, so like a tall, dark skinned men, man. Lanky looking, you know. And those were the true ancient Egyptians, man. You know. So through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, I hope this was edifying. You know, to the Bayaf Dawada, Yahweh Ratazah, you know, Shalom, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Barakatah, Shalom.